Hey all you Let's Play fans, Baltus MC bringing you the finale of God of War, Chains of Olympus. So let's go ahead and continue on through this doorway then, and see if we can track down Calliope once and for all. This is the Groves of Persephone.
Calliope! Calliope, where are you?
Kratos looked, but his daughter was nowhere to be seen. In the middle of the room sat a graceful figure, a figure he recognized all too well. Persephone, wife of Hades, and queen of the undead.
Where is my daughter, witch?
Choose your words carefully, Ghost of Sparta. You address the goddess of the underworld. Your daughter is well. She lives among the pure souls in the Elysian fields.
Lead me to her.
Have you forgotten, Kratos? The Olympians need you. They slumber at the hand of Morpheus.
I have faithfully served the gods, yet they do not give me what I ask. I grow weary of their demands.
The gods on Olympus failed me too, Kratos. I was betrayed by Zeus and tricked by my husband Hades. Now I am to stay in the underworld as Queen of the Dead, to serve the fallen and care for them as my own children.
Persephone! I demand to see my daughter!
As you wish. If Calliope is your true desire, I can help you. But be warned, Ghost of Sparta. The world of man will suffer because of your choice.
I care little for the world and its suffering! Where is she?
If you are to see your daughter again, you must become worthy of Elysium. Cast your weapons at the Forsaken Tree, and let it release the evils of your past. Only then will you be free of your sins, and be granted passage through the divine gates. You have done well, Kratos. Walk through the portal and find the one you seek.
Calliope!
Father?
My child,
Why did you go?
I am here now, child. And I will not leave you again.
I have watched over you pathetic mortals for 1,000 years, and it is always the same. Serving yourself before the needs of others has always been your flaw. But no matter. For now you serve my purpose. It is time for all that came before to end. The Titan will fulfill his role and finish what I have started. I released Atlas.
You?
As you were pathetically disarming yourself, Atlas completed the task I set him out to do. With the power of the sun in his hands, it is only a matter of time before he destroys the pillar that holds the world. And Olympus with it.
But why?
Do you think it was my choice to wed a man I did not love? Live a life I did not choose? I was betrayed by the very gods that once saw me as their own, but no more. Once the pillar is destroyed, the world will revert into chaos.
And what is to become of you?
I will have my peace and be free from this miserable existence. I will perish, but it is my choice.
Father? What's happening? I'm scared.
In your selfish choice to be with your daughter, you have caused her ruin.
No.
Elysium falls too, Kratos. She will perish.
No! I will not let the gods take her from me again!
Father!
The choice was clear to him, yet impossible to make. To stay with his daughter meant the end of the world and the end of her. To stop Persephone and Atlas would mean forsaking his daughter forever. While his hatred and anger for the gods grew ever stronger, he knew there was but one thing to do.
Father, please! Please! Father! Father, no!
Oh man, that's one hard choice to make. So what we need to do now in order to stop Persephone, we have to get our powers back.
Kratos soon realized that what he gained in humanity, he lost in power. He would need to become the monster he once was if he was to defeat Persephone.
Yeah, the more of these souls that we kill around here, the more of our powers that we'll get back. And after killing enough of them, we're going to have enemies that are going to spawn in here. I just recommend avoiding them and just keep after the pure souls. Because all these guys are going to do is just annoy you. Like, don't worry about the damage you take either. Killing one of these souls will give you your health back.
Again, if he was to save his child.
Oh man, what a hell of a way to go. Got shoulder checked.
He would need to sacrifice his life so that she may live.
No! Father, no!
At that moment, Kratos knew his destiny was not with Calliope. The fates were never that kind.
Man, out of all the cutscenes in all the God of Wars, I think that one gives me the most feels. Because it's like, damn, you have that whole mini game where you have to pull her away from you. And that's like fucking hard. Like, he has to take out Persephone and stop her plans in order for her to keep living in Elysium. So it's like, damn. Okay, so once we're done there, we'll continue onwards towards this way. And we'll have some enemies that we have to take out. It's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that attack. Yeah, that Rampage of the Furies attack is just not that good in this game. It was much better in God of War 2. Yeah, we do have archers, and we have these shield guys to deal with as well. So you know how to take them out. Just pound away with the Gauntlet of Zeus. They shouldn't be a problem at all. I don't think so. Get that shit out of town. You don't have to worry too much about taking a lot of damage here. We'll have a opportunity to refill here after this gauntlet. Thankfully, though, this gauntlet's not as bullshit as other gauntlets in the previous God of War games. Ha! Die, you big-ass cat. Just love that we can take out those beasts, no problem with the gauntlet. Yeah, same with these Death Knights here, too. Because trying to get out, like the Plume of Prometheus before they counterattack you, that is just bullshit. With the Gauntlet of Zeus, at least you can get out that big attack, break their shield right off the bat. Yeah, so I want to make sure I take care of these archers first. I think that's all of them. So now let's get to punching. Come on, buddy. Off of that fucking can of a head that you have. And that's all of them. So now let's get moving onwards here. Got health and a magic chest here. I recommend filling up because this is going to be your last opportunity. And then saving the game if you need to. But I'm going to go ahead and track down Persephone. Stop her once and for all. Let's do this.
Spartan, witness the end.
Alright, and here we are in a final battle against Persephone herself. And we also found Atlas. So yeah, just get out the Gauntlet of Zeus here. It's going to be your best way of causing damage to her. And this first part of the fight is pretty self-explanatory. Just dodge her attacks and then attack her back when you get the opportunity. When she does that big attack where she kicks out the stone there, you definitely want to make sure you avoid that one. That one will really, really hurt. And these big attacks that she does with her fists, you can actually... Oh, fuck. Yeah, you saw how much that hurt? Yeah, those big attacks that she does with her fists, you can perfect guard them and counterattack. It's just not that easy for me to do, though. So I just recommend, if you're not good at counterattacking, just dodge out of the way.
Go to her. Be with her. Leave this world behind.
Atlas!
Alright, well we took Atlas out of the picture now, so it's just us and Persephone now. And for this second part of the fight, when she does those magic projectiles, just make sure you reflect them back at her. And that'll knock her down to this state, where I recommend using the Wrath of Charon, and cause some extra damage to her while you jump up and attack with your blades. There we go. She does have some nasty attacks, though. Like this one here, you just want to make sure you run around and avoid it. And then she'll eventually grow smart to your plan and start reflecting that ball of energy right back at you. So you have to make sure that you're ready to reflect that attack back at her. You might have to do it like 3 or 4 times in order to knock her down. Now that attack right there, just run around and avoid that one as well. Because that attack is very painful if it hits you. There we go. It's pretty much like fighting the Sisters of Fate from God of War 2. Yeah, there we go. Causing some good damage there. Now pay no mind to that radiating circle there in the center of the field. or the center of the room. We will be dealing with that soon enough. Deflect. There we go. Let's go ahead and do another Wrath of Charon. And when she falls down like that, run to this circle and then use your shield.
Your suffering will never end, Ghost of Sparta.
Perhaps you believe the Olympians will help you. But I ask, where are your gods now, Kratos? Why do they not come to your aid? I do not need the aid of the gods! But my path is now clear to me. I will serve them! And they will keep their promise to free me from my past! I ask you, Spartan, what good is the promise of an Olympian? It is all I have, Atlas! We will meet again, Spartan. The fates have deemed it. One day, you will regret what you have done here.
The mighty Atlas was left enchained, cursed to forever hold the world on his shoulders. Greater penance than even Zeus himself had placed on the Titans. The fate of Atlas had been sealed, and the goddess Persephone was no more. Kratos had saved mankind, but that mattered little to him. By forsaking his daughter, he had abandoned the only person he ever cared for. What he had long sought and finally found was now forever lost. As the sun chariot rose higher in the sky, and the might of Helios shone once again on the world, Morpheus retreated to the shadows. Kratos gained little satisfaction from his victory. With years of servitude in front of him, he would need to confront his past and fight to reclaim the humanity he lost on the day his dark legend was born.
Alright, and this has been Let's Play God of War Chains of Olympus. This was a pretty decent game. I loved playing through it, and it definitely reminded me of like the early days of God of War, like the God of War 1 and 2. And it just brought me back a lot of nostalgia, especially when I first bought it for the PSP and played it. It was just absolutely fantastic. Now let's go ahead and get into what I think about this game. The storyline, I really like how it explains things from both God of War 2 and 3 that you heard going through it, like how Kratos ended up killing Persephone, and why Atlas accused Kratos of entrapping him to hold up the world in God of War 2. So that's kind of neat, because when I first was playing God of War 2, I didn't play Chains of Olympus yet, so I was wondering what the hell Atlas meant when he says, "You put me here." And so it does tie up loose ends like that. I don't know if I really like the whole thing with Morpheus, though, because to me, I don't know if anybody else felt it, but it kind of felt like they were building up Morpheus to be the final boss of the game, but it ended up being Persephone instead, so that was a little odd. The gameplay, I feel like it's pretty well balanced, apart from being maybe a little bit too easy, especially that last boss fight. You saw that she went down pretty much without problem, and it was a rather short final boss fight as well. And like also a few enemies in the game, as you saw, until you get the Gauntlet of Zeus, a little bit bullshit to fight. Those Morpheus beasts, especially. Now the controls, definitely, if you're going to play this game, I recommend playing a PS3 port of it, because the PSP controls, because of how limited they are on the handheld device, they're kind of shit to deal with, especially that little thumbstick. So I just recommend playing the port instead if you're wanting to play this game. The graphics, definitely not bad when you consider it is a PSP game. It's around the quality of the first God of War game, like maybe between the first and the second. Though, as you've seen plenty of times throughout the game, there are so many glitches here and there. Like enemies just going through things, or sometimes things not working out, or glitches between cutscenes like you might have seen. And, you know, it's little nitpicks here and there, but they can detract from the experience a little bit. Alright, so overall though, this game is definitely very fun to play. As you noticed, it's definitely short compared to the other God of War games. And there aren't any parts in this particular game that I don't look forward to going through. Like in God of War 1, there was plenty of parts in the Temple of Pandora that I didn't want to go through, so I'd hesitate playing the game. This one, it's a good experience from beginning to end, because there's nothing that's like too hard or too dickish that you have to worry about. So if you've never played this God of War game in particular, I definitely recommend picking it up. It is a really good addition to the series itself. That's pretty much all I have to say. This has been God of War, Chains of Olympus. Go ahead and stick around for the end of the credits. This has been Baltus MC saying Godspeed in the gaming world, and stay tuned for more Let's Plays to come.
The dire toll of his relentless battles finally caught up with him as Kratos fell from the chariot to the earth. Was this sacrifice too much for one to bear, even for the man who was known as the Ghost of Sparta?
He has again served us well, Athena.
He is a remarkable mortal.
He is weak. Shall we help him?
He'll live. They must.